Paddy Power, sponsors of the Road to Cheltenham.
So that's it, there is no more of the 2025 Cheltenham Festival, and sadly today we did not get to crown Galopin Des Champs the 5th Triple Gold Cup winner. Instead we have a new king. I know the way you're thinking, for Gavin Cromwell and Mark Walsh in the colours of JP McManus, who's had a tremendous week. This horse has very much come of age today.
He most certainly has. He travelled beautifully throughout the race, in contrary to Galopin Des Champs, who was never travelling. Your eye was always drawn to Inothewayurthinkin, snuck around the inside, made a mistake at the ditch, the first ditch on the second circuit when a high senior fell, danced inside him, and I thought Mark Walsh was brilliant down the hill, went inside Corbett's Cross, moved Monty Starr in, got onto Paul Townend's tail, and just switched out, produced him onto the second last. He knew it was all over then, and he quickened up really well, and it was a very, very good performance in what looked a strongly run Gold Cup.
Yeah, it was a proper Gold Cup, wasn't it? And this is a horse that wasn't even in the race 8 days prior to it.
I know,
you know, this he had to be supplemented
originally,
for it.
wasn't he?
No, never entered.
I thought he was initially in and taken out,
no.
But no, never entered, but supplemented in, and good call now, wasn't it?
Well, it was interesting to hear JP McManus talking afterwards that, you know, Gavin Cromwell very much persuaded him. He basically said, you know, what is it that you want to do, Gavin? And Gavin said, well, I want to run him in the Gold Cup. And Gavin doesn't say a great deal. JP McManus makes that point, but when he does speak, he's worth listening to.
Well, that's usually people that don't say very much are worth listening to. Hence,
what does that say about us?
It's
I've been dreadful this week. I don't know about you.
It's a stinker. I think Inothewayurthinkin was about the only horse I put up all week. But no, look, yeah, it was a brilliant training performance and a great call. And to stick your neck out and say, yeah, I want to put him in.
Yes.
That takes a bit of doing.
Particularly with an owner like JP McManus. Do you know what I mean? This is a great man in the sport, someone who has, you know, seen everything. And for you to say, you know, that this is my professional opinion, this is what I think you should do.
This is what I think you should do, yeah. And look, and it worked. And fair play to Gavin Cromwell and Mark Walsh too. I thought he was very good enough.
Mark is he's incredibly level. He's never up, he's never down. He's kind of always like that, isn't he? He said it so himself afterwards.
Yeah, even to Alice said it when he pulled up, like, you've won a Gold Cup, you're allowed to be excited. He just said, I'm dancing inside. No, but he never, there was no emotion, no. But he's very level, he's very consistent, and, you know, things not everything went right for him this week either, but you still have to get back on the horse and go again.
Yeah, he's had a lot of things go right though. Factor file in the Ryanair, now this Gold Cup success, and also for Gavin Cromwell. I mean, lots of people have brought their team in good form to the meeting, but nobody as well as Gavin Cromwell. His team this week have been flying. He's hit the crossbar 5 times in second. Yeah. He's had 2 winners as well, and the most important one.
Yeah, and the most important one. I mean, the Gold Cup is the race, isn't it? And Stumptown, the cross country, Vanilla ran a cracker. You can list out so many of Gavin's that ran well.
6.5.
Yeah, but his horses have been in great form since Christmas, and they're holding their form.
Absolutely. Galopin Des Champs, I don't know about you, but I was concerned from him at an early stage. He wasn't sitting where I thought he would be, and then I'm thinking, oh, that's because you're not travelling as well as you can, and so Paul can't be where he wants to be in plan A.
I thought the very same thing. I thought when he didn't have the legs, a gentleman's game to the first fence, I'm thinking, there's a sign, and he got over the second, he came up here by the stands, you can see a big long loop in the rain. I'm thinking, I know he's relaxed, but not that relaxed. Top of the hill, he still hadn't got travelling. He came alive top of the hill the second time around, but your eye was always drawn. And just as he came alive, I know the way you're thinking came off it, but as it began to descend, your eye was drawn straight back to Mark Walsh.
And Galopin Des Champs was ballooning early on as well, and Willie Mullins afterwards is sort of pondering, sort of thinking, well, was it the ground? Is he just not wanting to land on ground that's a bit quicker than he wants at his age now? Then he also mentioned cheek pieces as well, because there was a point where a hoisteneur unfortunately fell, and he had to sort of go round him. That seemed to enliven him and take his interest for a while.
Yeah, possibly. I hadn't thought of that or looked at it that way.
He's still just thinking about
thinking
it.
out loud.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that.
I haven't thought that deeply about it. No, but I just thought he didn't spark ground. I was thinking, but look, who knows?
Huge run in third from Gentleman's Game for Mouse Morris, and Monty Starr, Henry de Bromhead thinking, well, maybe he hasn't improved quite as much as they're imagining. He's got 4th, but he felt that he had him here in good order. Sadly, we lost Corbett's Cross, so he's had both ends of the emotional spectrum in the Gold Cup with JP McManus.
In 5 minutes. Yeah, it is, and that's the unfortunate side of the sport, isn't it?
David Manners was in the Winston enclosure earlier, as was Mark Walsh with Dino Blue. Willie Mullins, of course, with them on this occasion, and the ground much more to her liking than 12 months earlier.
Yeah, and Allegory Des Champs jumping off out to her right just gave her the beautiful stream all the way through the race for Dino Blue, who was well on top, and Allegory Des Champs fell at the last. But yeah, ground definitely suited her, ridden much more positively, as was Allegory Des Champs. And as Mark said, it's the 4th time she's come here as favourite, the 1st time she's managed to win.
And at least Allegory Des Champs got up and she was okay after her fall, and when she was booked for 2nd at the last. Right, it seems like a very long time ago since we ran the Triumph Hurdle, and something ridiculous happened in it. Something that has never happened, as far as I'm aware, correct me if I'm wrong, in the Triumph Hurdle before. A horse unraced in public over hurdles manages to win. First time of asking. John Joe O'Neill Jr. on board, 100 to 1 shot. Obviously it's Willie Mullins. Extraordinary.
Extraordinary is right, and John Joe was saying he could have went to Doncaster, and I was thinking when he said it, like, if you're getting offered a ride here, you should be here as a jockey. And it was a great ride from John Joe. It looked like the right horses had teed up going to the last. Hello Neighbour coming out from behind, East India Dock, Lulamba on the stand side, but Poneros, who had decent flat form, jumped really well and was just better than the others.
And also I think it was back to the old kind of Triumph, wasn't
yeah.
it? A big field, and that kind of hardened sort of flat form that he had for Rafe Beckett, knowing how to race would have probably helped him.
A huge help to him, yeah, definitely would have been. No, he wouldn't have been, I don't think he was anyone's choice in Close Sutton, but he definitely put his best foot forward on the track.
Lulamba shaped really well in 2nd. He didn't jump as well as he could do.
No, didn't. Drier ground too, maybe?
Possibly.
Yeah.
He had it on the flat, though.
I know, but jumping on it's a different ballgame.
Yeah, tis. Jasmine DeVoe, oh my goodness. Jasmine DeVoe, who you have put up for your lucky 15. I think it's the only one that copped, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so. Has won the Albert Bartlett with Paul Townend on board in the colours of Simon Munir and Isaac Sorry. Sadly, they weren't able to be here, but, I mean, there's one jump, Jane Mangan said this in the live show, there was one jump that he had to get right in the whole of his career to date, and that was the last, and he did.
He did, and he jumped fine all the way through it. He was given that ride that just get from A to B, get from A to B, travelled really well down the hill. Things got tight down the inside for Wendigo and the big Westerner just inside Gordon's horse, the Jack was riding in the Bective colours, Wingman. But yeah, he travelled smoothly. You knew he had the ability if he could manage to get over the hurdles in a relatively respectable fashion, which he managed to do.
He did. Darragh O'Keefe wasn't inclined to think that he lost the race with that schmozzle, but Wendigo was unfortunate. He stumbled. Cargizi, the first 4 races all went to Willie Mullins. Cargizi won the county hurdle, Paul Townend on board, and she looks like a graded horse in a handicap.
She could be. I ended up. She had a great chance in the Derby. I thought the 5-year-old's Ethical Diamond as well, Absurd got in there, but she travelled really well and she was a very good winner. She
was indeed, maybe going to air potentially, Willie was talking about. So those first 4 races, all 4 going to Willie, and that meant that he equalled his record here at the Cheltenham Festival, had 10 winners in the week. Sadly, it wasn't to be the all-important 11. He said afterwards he'd swap all of them for the 3rd Gold Cup from Galopin Des Champs. The Amateurs Gold Cup, we must talk about that. Wonderwall winning that for Rob James and Sam Curlin.
I gave it a super ride too. I actually thought halfway up the run, It's on the line, was going to get back up on the Derek O'Connor, but Wonderwall, who travelled so well, the 2nd string of Sam Curling's, travelled really well, and yeah, it was a good winner at the end, wasn't he?
He really was. It's the 2nd Cheltenham Festival success for Rob James, who's won the Kimure with Milan native before, and 2nd for Sam Curling, Angel's Dawn, who won the Kimure previously, absolutely, and she's going to be covered after this. It's on the line. That's 3 seconds in a row for Derek O'Connor and him in that race. Gosh, on to Aintree. And then the last race, the Gordon Elliott team had to wait until the very last race to win with Wood Who. Danny Gilligan on board, 2 winners for him this week. Such an important cog in the team. They've had a lot going against them. Sam Ewing has
been injured, and they had so many placed horses. I mean, their novices ran so well. Romeo Coolio and the Yellow Clay, Better Days Ahead and Stellar Story. They had loads of horses run really well, Gordon. They just didn't win, and so it was great to see him get one in the last. And Mudu was well fancied and bolted it.
She really did, and they were toying with running her in the mare's head, and you can see why, can't you?
Yes, definitely, and I'd say they're happy they didn't. They made the right choice, I'd say.
Absolutely. They're going home at least with the winner. What is your highlight of the festival?
I think from the performance, I thought Factifile as a horse was incredible. That the Gold Cup winner was super as well. Highlight, I think it's been great. I think it's been magic. I think, and it's not like all the shorties got beat or whatever. I just think it's been a magical week of sport, the unpredictability of it. You kind of never knew what was going to happen next, and that's what made it compelling.
Which is nice, although, you know, Willie Mullins getting 10, you know.
I know, but there weren't the 10 you could pick out. I mean, Lecky Watson was the second or third string. The 100-to-1 shot in the Triumph, all right, Cargeezy, Dino Blue, but they weren't that easy to find, Willie's ones, and I thought it was unpredictable.
It was unpredictable. It was great fun. There were ups and there were downs. Thank you very much for watching it with us and for the series as well. There is more. We'll roll on to Aintree, but that's it from Cheltenham this week.
Paddy Power, sponsors of the Road to Cheltenham.